Oh my. Oh my.
And if you ever want a shot of that Fireball, I don't have COVID.
Neither do I. I think I already had it.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is Shot 30 Podcast, and I am Shane Newbert. And today, you have been talked about on this podcast so many times from all the comedians. But today I have comedian, and I mean movie expert, Dan McCullough is in the studio today, and he drove a long way to get here, and I appreciate it so much. Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Castbox, YouTube, all those things. Please leave a review, like, share, subscribe. But I did want to start out this podcast by saying, would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? And yeah, so you're a bit of an Eric Clapton, maybe family fan?
Yeah, I'm an advocate for child safety, I believe. So
yeah, I cannot believe the amount of time. So every time I do a podcast episode, I scroll through everybody's stuff, and the amount of times you bring up Eric Clapton's child, it's horrible.
Yeah, I gotta lay off a little bit, I think.
Well, you said that it'll never not be funny.
That's why I was still laughing when you sang that. Right? Every time I hear that song on the radio, I can't help but laugh.
But you're terrible.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So Dan, so we're just gonna start in with this Eric Clapton stuff.
All
we're
right.
gonna dive in. But now, Eric Clapton, does he have a big time career or big name if his son doesn't pass on?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I don't know. Like, the whole thing with cocaine, like the song "Cocaine."
Mm-hmm.
I figure he's pretty popular from that. Like, who doesn't like cocaine? Plenty of people, I'm sure. But
People love a good death story.
yeah, that helps. And then people love even more giving crap to the guy for making a hit off of that. Like, I know it's inspiration, but dude, come on. like just that's something I'd be like, yeah, we remember him and we miss him, but I'm not gonna bring it up on the radio every.
You're just gonna bring it up if you have a mic in your hand and you're doing stand up.
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Actually, did you see Bo Burnham's new special? Mm-hmm. What did you think?
Thought it was pretty good. I can understand. I don't know. There's like a community of people that are either jealous of him or just have always hated him. Sorry, I was just gonna say. Like there's this guy who he comments on this one of my favorite Facebook pages, Bad Comedy Flyers. Mm-hmm. So I see this guy comment on it. I was about to send a message back to be like, well, you're just jealous of Bo Burnham because he had this like 3-paragraph thing about how he's a sellout. He sings about being famous and complaining about it all the time. It's like, yeah, I get that, but like, whoa.
But it is kind of weird. Like, so I do know what that guy is saying because Bo Burnham is notorious for doing interviews and stuff where he's like, people shouldn't, like, kids shouldn't be on YouTube. And I'm like, dog, that is what you are famous for.
That's how you got your money, man. Like,
and he's like, white people shouldn't get to do stand-up anymore. It or shouldn't be getting specials. It's just weird stuff. Like, I think Bo Burnham is a genius. I mean, literally a genius. Equivalent to Einstein, Stephen Hawking, all these people. He is a genius. His lyricism is brilliant. It is weird why he's trying to prove people against the thing that has made him into who he is. Mm-hmm. He's clearly, I mean, a lot of people put him on their like Mount Rushmore of comedians.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who's your Mount Rushmore?
Oh, that's such a good question. I got to throw it up. Obviously, Dave Chappelle.
For sure.
Even with the scandal and stuff, I'm a white guy. I love Louis C.K. I can't get over how funny he is.
It's not even a scandal. He was just
Yeah.
jerking off.
With permission. But if you hadn't seen his newest special, I don't want to. Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
Appreciate it,
yeah.
man.
Papa's doing the shot 30 in here.
You got to do it, right? Shot 30.
Oh, so you're talking about Dave Chappelle's new special?
Oh no, sorry.
Louis C.K.'s.
Louis C.K.'s newest one after the whole thing happened.
It's because he's brave.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he isn't afraid to say, he's not afraid to do the, I can't say this, I can't say that. You know, I got booed off a stage because I was talking about me being gay, and I'm probably the gayest straight guy in the history of the world. I've grabbed so many dicks, I've touched so many men's balls, and I am pretty gay, but like it was just a random crowd, and they destroyed me. They were so mad. They're like, you are not and I had a group that included like 4 of my gay friends. And I don't even like to use that. I don't like to use the gay friends, black friends. They're just my friends. But they're gay, and they know I love everybody. But man, it's just like the confusion with comedy right now. Mm-hmm. And it's why I haven't been getting up lately. It's just the confusion with comedy. And have you felt that as well?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I'm newer to it, so I started like 3 months before the pandemic, and I don't know if maybe the pandemic kind of fueled, everyone's sitting at home, everyone loves to complain. I'm going to watch stand-up videos and complain,
Yeah.
I kind of take that into consideration when writing a joke. I was going to ask you, where was that at that you got booed?
That one, I think that was actually the Jukebox in Peoria. We travel a lot to do stand-up. Like, when we do stand-up, it's hit and miss. It's people calling us because our TikTok blew up, and then people, like, it really blew up. So then people saw that I was a stand-up, so people have booked us in very random, weird places.
That's cool. That's awesome.
But okay, so you've got Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle.
I got specifically right now. He's been doing it for at least 10 years. Oh, actually, no, I do have the 2 others. Rory Scovel.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, dude, I'll after this or whatever, I'll get to show you like a clip or 2.
We'll put a picture of him right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, God, the guy is just an example of how funny he is. And then, there's this other guy, John Doerr, who they both worked on Conan at the same time.
Oh, and Jeselnik worked on Conan too.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I thought he was just Fallon for like...
Oh, maybe it was Fallon. He wrote for about 6 months. Yeah, I thought it was... I just I misplaced him.
I watch so many interviews and stuff like that. It's like my favorite episodes of like Rogan is always just the comedians talking about how they do their craft and stuff. So, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, what did you think about Aloe destroying Donnell Rawlings?
We just did an open mic in Iowa City with them last night, and people still talk about it. It's really funny,
dude.
I love it.
They both Aloe and Stevie Mo. They sent me a picture of them after stand up last night. They were mad that I didn't show up, but they sent me a picture of them playing Mario Kart in a bar, and I'm all in. Like I'm in. Mario Kart in a bar,
oh yeah,
always gonna be in.
Absolutely.
Or like those people who play like Madden in a football stadium.
Oh
where,
yeah.
like I've seen Baker Mayfield playing Josh Gordon and the what do they call it, Megatron or not Megatron?
Jumbotron.
Yeah. And like they're sitting there in the middle of a stadium playing that. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they sent me that last night. Okay, so we got now Josh Dobbs.
Sorry, the other guy, John Doerr.
John Doerr.
So I didn't mean, I'll mention him because him and Rory did this bit on an episode of Conan where Conan plays it off like, hey, we accidentally scheduled these 2 comics on the same night. We don't usually do this. They agreed to share the stage time. So then they both go out and on their own microphone just start doing their set. Start doing their 5 minutes in at the same time.
Oh my gosh!
So you have to pay attention to one or the other, and like at one point Rory's just like fighting Chinese kids, so the attention goes to him, and then John Doerr pulls out a guitar and the attention goes to him. It's such a funny, I'll have to show it to you because it's like. Before I saw that clip, Ryan Graham and then Levi Bauman. So Dubuque and then Ryan's now in Milwaukee. They both did that at a Monk's open mic up in Dubuque.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I didn't know that had been done before, but they're like, no, we totally ripped that off from John Doe and Rory Scovel. I was like, all right, whatever, but it's still funny, and you guys did it well. But and then I was just gonna say the fourth guy on my Mount Rushmore before I forget, Sam Talent,
Okay.
if you know him.
Yeah, and well, you see, the number one thing I want to say, so many people put Joe Rogan on their Mount Rushmore. I think Joe Rogan's a brilliant guy, and I mean, he has done things for comedy. He's done things for the podcast game, which is a game that I'm very hard in right now.
Absolutely.
Like, but he is not a brilliant stand-up comedian. Like, he's not bad.
He's funny for sure.
Yeah, but he is not a top tier. And I'm not saying that I would ever tell somebody who is or isn't in somebody's top tier.
Right.
But just in mine.
Mm-hmm.
My own perspective of it. And so you said that you've been doing stand up for, well, a year and a half now.
Yeah, about.
I thought that you had been doing it longer. I really I did a show, and I think it was the Speakeasy. Mm-hmm. It was one of the last ones before COVID shut down, and you were there.
Yep.
And you did a really good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was very funny. It was a very funny set. And I do believe that you might have made a Eric Clapton joke that day. Because I remember like when I said that I wanted to get you on the podcast when Stevie and all these other Calvin and all these other guys of Aloe, Todd, all these guys who have been on the podcast, I remembered it because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's not funny, and you should stay away from it. You just, But hey, you want to know what is funny? Shot 30 Podcast is sponsored by Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies, and she just made a huge, massive order for somebody who didn't pick it up. They didn't show up. They didn't want the order because they couldn't afford it. And why would you ever pay for something that is so beautiful and brilliant that you can't afford? Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies, the most beautiful, decorative cakes, cupcakes, cookies, delights you can ever imagine. Hey, put in your orders on Facebook and Instagram today. Now, you were a Breaking Bad fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of your stuff. Did you see El Camino?
Yep.
What'd you think?
Thought it was great.
I hate how people hated it.
Yeah.
Dude, Jesse Pinkman, I'm going to get a tattoo of you possibly on my penis. Dude, what? Yo, Mr.
Call your
White.
Pink Man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Pinky.
Yeah.
Pinky in the brain, dude. Oh, dude, that would work well. But I loved Breaking Bad. It's one of the most brilliant TV series, I guess, that I've ever watched. Start to finish, you watch people twist and turn. And I think that it correlates a lot to doing stand-up and to watching people change and grow. I thought it was great. So I know that some of the parts that you like about it, and I know what you're about to say. So what do you love about Breaking Bad?
Oh, well, let's see. That's a good question because there's just so much to it. I think I'm obviously, like you said before, I'm big into films and stuff, or big into TV mainly.
Especially old school stuff, too. You like a lot of very old school stuff. And old school movies are kind of dying, but some people keep them alive, and you're one of those people.
Yeah, I mean, I try, but I don't think one, like, Netflix viewing every couple of weeks is going to, keep it on there. But the thing, like, especially with Breaking Bad, and I love Better Call Saul a bunch, too, if you haven't watched it at all.
I loved it.
Bob Odenkirk is, like, my favorite person. He's just the best.
Actually, I don't know if you saw this past week. He just said, like, I don't need to be your Marvel superhero. To be a character, you don't have to look like what you want me to look like. I'm not going to spend 6 months doing... You see why I told you to bring 4 of those down here now? Yep. Because we're 15 minutes into this.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And,
all right.
But what he said, though, was... He's in a new movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I put it on my watch list.
Oh, Nobody.
Nobody, yes.
Very good.
And he's like, people were saying you should look like this to play this role, and he's like, I don't need to do that shit. Like, I'm fine, and I'm sure he is fine. He's the residuals this guy's gonna make from fucking Breaking Bad. This dude is financially fine for forever.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I like that. I like that a lot. I also do like when people like, Christian Bale, Tom Hanks in Castaway. There's so many more, but Matthew McConaughey in Dallas Buyers Club. Mm-hmm. I love the transformation of the body. It's incredible when you see stuff like that. But I also understand too, like, do you really want to be Hugh Jackman and be miserable for 6 months, being nothing but veins and spinach?
like a glass of water a day, basically.
Yeah.
Like eat a little toothpaste and basically have an eating disorder for like 6 months.
You swallow the toothpaste to feel like you just had a peppermint.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. See, I'm all for. I like telling people. I gained like 30 pounds over I went from like 220 to 250 over the pandemic, like over the course of the last like year and a half. So it's not like it was that quick.
You don't look like you weigh 250 at all.
I get that all the time.
And you're not tall. How tall are you?
Like 5'9".
Gee, you do not look that at all.
Somehow it conceals itself. I think it's just because I'm wearing a shirt right now.
It's all in that dick, dude.
Yeah,
it's all in that big hog.
I think it's going to my thighs and ass mainly, but I've been chafing more recently. You know? But I was like telling people, no, I'm just getting fat for a movie role. Oh. And then when it didn't pan out, you know, I didn't. It was for the audition, I guess. But they told me I had it.
Now you have an eating disorder, fuck.
Yeah. Now I can't stop eating sugar and crap.
At least you can relate to so many people on the planet now. Like,
yeah, true.
They're gonna defend you more than if you were jacked. They're gonna defend you more. I promise you.
I am a true American. That's
Oh my god. Okay, so what is your favorite movie?
That's something I think about like a lot because that'll change every once in a while.
Mine too.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to ask you yours, but right now I've been obsessed with watching The Truman Show.
I mean, that is one of the coolest answers. I've never had somebody say that.
Yeah.
But if you can lose yourself, I mean, especially for all you stoners out there, lighting it up or eating an edible right now, I'm so sorry that chair is so uncomfortable. We're going to fix everything with this. This is this is a virgin studio. It's almost brand new. Mm-hmm. But The Truman Show it really confuses you and makes you think so much deeper.
Mm-hmm. Yep, because I always just tell people, like, there's those movies that just can, like, if you change one thing about it, it would be worse. Mm-hmm. And it's like I really like Shawshank. Oh, it's another one of those where it's like they reveal everything at the right time. With The Truman Show, it's so great because you're in the head of Jim Carrey's character who's slowly figuring out that his life is a TV show. Mm-hmm. And then it just, as soon as he, like, really starts to, like, figure it out, it cuts to an interview with the director and, like, creator of The Truman Show who, like, picked the baby Truman and raised him with actors and built this world around him to... he's, like, the god for... he's, like, God for Truman. And it, like, just switched. I thought it was so perfect how they just switched to, all right, here's how it's done. Like, mm-hmm. we raised him from this, and they just explain everything perfectly.
The mirror does something for me. Like, him waking up, because we've all done those things. Wake up in the morning and, like, say something to yourself, or, maybe jerked off on our own faces and stuff. Like, we've all done this all the time.
Every day.
Yeah, like, I try to see if I can launch it up. Like those... they're like sprinklers and like in Chicago and stuff where the water just shoots out. Sometimes they have color, know, and then like kids like run and get underneath it. Well, I like to do that with my own jizzlo, like shoot it up and then see if I can just land it in one particular spot on my face. But it really is. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Yep. Jizz is a beautiful thing, absolutely.
And so the Truman, well, the last guy that was on the podcast, 2 episodes before this, he told me this story about it was his buddy nutting in socks, and I mean that's very common. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are so many more loads in socks than there are women. Like, I can promise you that. But he said that his buddy nutted in this pair of socks and his mom put them on. They're like, no, these are brand new socks. Put them on, and she went for a jog, and she was just stomping babies around the block, dude. She was the Holocaust of young children. Like,
Is it worse if I say I usually just put it in the toilet, like just straight to, like?
so you not name it into the toilet?
Well, yeah, because it's easier to picture a girl's face in a toilet seat, right?
Oh.
Or guy, I don't know.
Yeah, we're transgender. Like, there's a lot of options.
Yeah.
There's so many more options in today's world than there were a few years ago. Like, I mean,
there's a lot. Yeah.
Sometimes like, especially if I'm like in a place that I don't know about, like a truck stop, and I go into the women's bathroom, I like to jizz all over the toilet paper to see if I do see kids in a few months that look like me. Like, I love to do that. Maybe put it on like the doorknob at the lion's den because I know people are about to spank it. I don't. But I can tell you, I can't say that me and my wife did, but I can say me and a partner did. Maybe we were very deeply in love, but we porked down at the Lion's Den one time.
Really?
And I never felt so gross in my life.
That makes sense, man.
Yeah,
that
like
makes a lot of sense.
We thought we were checking something off our bucket list, and it just left me needing some Clorox, like some 409 on everything.
Wipe down the surfaces. God, yeah. I don't have any crazy stories like that. It's all just been, just normal,
just
like bedroom, or it's like with somebody else.
Okay, so what would be your number one with somebody else? You gotta have one. You and Dan, come on.
Bearskin rug.
Bearskin rug. Mm-hmm. Real bear?
I have no idea.
Or some Burt Reynolds ass shit.
It's like some fluffy Burt Reynolds stuff. Yeah, I actually, now that I think about it, it was a white one. There's no way these people owned an actual, like, shot a polar bear and then skinned it and made the hair even more fluffy. But that was nice. Just kind of just want to buy one just to land it naked.
Oh, dude, maybe we just take some photographs of each other on some polar bear.
Mm-hmm. Like the baby photos where the butt's out and stuff.
Yeah, why do you always pull the children into this?
It's easy.
This is why Eric Clapton hates you, bro.
Yeah, oh God, I hope he doesn't know about me.
But if
someday,
it very well may be a thing. You might have to fight that battle.
Shout out to friend of the show, Eric Clapton. Dude, he watches all the time, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Actually, we're trying to pull in Snoop Dogg right now. So we went to desperate measures. We're a big fan of OnlyFans people on the show. Uh-huh. And we've had so many, but we have one now who Snoop Dogg follows. And she's going to be on the show in the next week or so.
Hell yeah.
And so what we're going to do is just put Snoop Dogg's face in the middle. My wife wants to suck off Snoop, and I don't know why. It's because she's a whore. I don't know if it's because she grew up in a different era than you and me. How old are you?
29.
Oh, okay, we're the same. I'm 30.
30? Right.
Yeah, my wife's 54. She's ancient.
Oh, damn.
She's not 54, but
okay. Well, she didn't look it when I met her just now, but I don't know. You said you don't think I look like I weigh 250, but I just checked the scale today. Like,
oh God, I think I weigh a little bit more than you right now. I think I'm right at 253.
But that, I'd say with muscle, though.
I don't know. I've got a lot of dick down there. I've got a lot of dick.
I got a lot of balls. So. So many balls.
4 or 5?
Like 50 balls, probably.
So actually, we had a podcast episode, and I've talked about this multiple times, but there was only we've had a few that we weren't able to post. Some for I don't do politics on here, and some people have wanted to do that, and I'm like, I'm not going to post this if you continue to talk about Trump or Biden.
That's a great idea.
I can't do this because 1, I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. 2, I don't care. 3, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, why do you care so much?
Yeah, yep. We've had people too though. Like, if you vote for this person, I don't want to talk to you. I'm like, I don't vote for nobody. I don't watch. The last time I actually saw the news on the television was 9/11, and I'm not kidding.
Damn.
It was
Good
I
for
was
you.
in 4th grade or whatever, 5th grade, and it was on the TV, and they're like, "Hey, this is what's going on." Everybody, they made us go do a tornado drill with the books on our head, like, "Oh yeah, if a tornado goes through here, like all of our 40-pound bodies aren't just gonna be fucking tossed up in the air." You know,
if a plane hits the school,
it's just like that. It's just like that buddy I had with his mom with the socks on. If a tornado hits the school, she's just squishing us all. Like, dude, we're all done for.
just murdering children.
Yeah, well, a book on our head's gonna save us.
Right. Yeah.
It's
I
so
never got
silly.
that. I never understood that.
But
We did
you
that
had to
in
do
elementary
it.
school. Yeah, with the book on your head. But it's like, what's protecting everything besides my head?
My spine, the
Yeah.
most important thing. So we're just gonna leave that up. And did you do the thing where your face was against the locker? You had to. So
Like
yeah,
down, like fetal position, but on your knees.
I know so many pedophiles that were jerking off behind me while that was going on. They just wanted my ass up. At my school, they told us that we couldn't wear our pants for it. Dude.
No, we had different rules. We just couldn't wear shirts. Like,
Oh.
yeah. The girls had to be fully clothed, though. It was like Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, yeah. Dude. May the Lord open, dog. Dude. But, like, it's such a silly thing. Like, we just do it.
Yep.
But that's why I don't do the whole politics thing here. Everybody can get so mad. People get mad at me when I said I've never voted. I've never done any of these. If you want me to decide who your leader is, then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to bleep this, but I'm retarded.
Me too, man. Yeah. I mean, not to go into more politics, but I have to commend you for not, like, openly saying, no, I don't vote. Like, I just lie about stuff like that. Like, yeah, I voted for whoever you wanted me to vote for.
I do know a lot of people who do that, though, too,
Yeah.
like, because it makes them feel comfortable.
Right.
Yeah, because it just avoids the crisis that is to come.
Right. No, it's because they're looking for an argument, And then when you don't vote, you have the freedom to vote, and there's all these people who are like, no, you have to because you have the freedom to do it. It's like, no, that means I can or I won't.
Or I don't have to, yeah.
Like, have you ever heard Carlin's old bit about that?
Oh, yeah.
Carlin's up there, obviously, too. But, yeah, when he's talking about voting, and he's got this great bit where it's like, actually, more Americans don't vote than do. So, really, like, you're part of the problem. Like, they say if you don't vote, then you just added to the bad side or whatever. It's like, no, you're the one that voted and elected this person. Keep me out of it. Mm-hmm. This is your fault. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, and so, like, have you ever been affected by the president?
Nope.
I mean, really?
Oh, Biden was sniffing my ears the other day. Yeah, that's about it.
I mean, that would give me an erection.
Yeah, it did, and that's why I was scared. I didn't know where it was going to go from there, and I can be a little curious sometimes, but not with an old man like that,
Yeah, you need a younger stallion.
Yeah, I was raised Catholic, so I'm used to the old man.
If you didn't have those headphones on, I'd sniff right now.
Yeah,
but
I would welcome it.
I've never been affected by the president. Well, I guess I can say I have been by this one. Is the only one just because he keeps sending me fucking money.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm cool with that.
No, I'm down with that too.
Yeah.
I actually will say my mom was a big George W. Bush fan back in the day, and he was visiting Iowa at that Grand River Center. And I got out of school for that to go. So my mom's like, yeah, we'll take you out of school and you can go see the president. So I basically just sat. I was like 6th grade, so I was like, yeah, I'll take a day off school, sure. And like, oh, you might get to meet him. It's like, I don't care. I just want to not go to school.
If we do, well, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
But you want to know who you do want to meet?
Who's that?
That is the Lawnmower 4.0, because Manscaped is bringing you the highest engineered level of men's below-the-waist grooming. Visit manscaped.com and use the promo code SHOT30. That is SHOT, the number 30, at manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping. I mean, I love this fucking company. It's just, I mean, you see right here, I'm all shaved up. Dude, I'll show you more after we turn the lights off.
You look good.
And then, like, I mean, I actually got this beard done from Buttery Blends out there in Kewanee, Tremaine Jordan. Nice. Shout out to my guy. But, dude, I mean, Manscaped is one of the greatest companies I've ever worked with. even if they drop me today, I would still promote this company till the end of time. They are brilliant. They are awesome. And the cologne, you probably can smell. We gave a hug right when we first met.
Oh, yeah, you smell good.
I do.
Yeah.
I know.
Sorry for my crappy cologne. That's,
Well, that's why you need to get manscaped.com. Use the promo code SHOT30 for 20% off plus free shipping at Manscaped. What kind of cologne do you wear?
I actually just got some cheap, like, off-brand Aqua de Jo or something like that.
It's better than Bodman.
Oh, yeah.
Bodman's like a double bubble. It
Yeah.
lasts for about 1 minute,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
it sucks.
That's like most of my deodorant, too. I gotta find good deodorant. Does Manscaped do deodorant?
They have a lot of ball deodorant and stuff.
Okay,
but
perfect.
I do know people who have, like, I don't sweat. It's very hard for me to sweat. Even during my powerlifting stuff, all that stuff, I was never a sweater. But I do know people. I put it on. There's like crop preserver and all this stuff, and I mean, it feels like I just got an Asian massage. Like, it feels great down there.
Hell yeah.
And I just got one not so long ago, an Asian massage.
Really? Yeah. I'm intrigued. Where was this? How much was it?
I can't tell you where it was because I don't want to compromise the place that I went to.
Okay.
But it was only $30, and I paid $100 because I was so nervous. Because I thought that this was way illegal and this shouldn't be happening. But I mean, I had a blast. My wife granted me permission to go. I was having a terrible day, and I just felt like she had a busy night, and maybe someone else should do this.
She
for
didn't want
me.
to do the handiwork. Which, hey, that's fine. But
She'll
hey,
do a foot job any day.
if you're using Manscaped, that's why. If I were allowed to show my ass trail up through my pubes and like, I need it.
Oh,
So
I don't have a
I'm
hair.
using. Not yeah. I that's why. Like, I when I was living out in Colorado a couple years ago, there was this girl I met, mutual friends, who she was also a Rangers fan, so we got talking. Conversation ended up with her offering to give me a free butthole waxing.
Oh, yeah, that's good shit.
I should have taken her up on it.
Yeah, you should have.
I really should have. I was too nervous.
The pain lasts for a minute, but then it subsides in euphoria.
See, I'm kind of about the pain. It's more about cleanliness.
Wait, you're about the pain, so she's like, I choke you as we're doing this podcast? You want me to get the whip out and just slap the dick every once in a while?
If these are going to be on, you can't sniff my ears, then yeah, get the paddle out, man.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
I don't know if I ever need a paddle again, because actually my uncle, the one that butt fucked me, actually, I have two uncles. One butt fucked me, and then the other one committed suicide at the dinner table. And this is crazy. Like, this is a true story.
That's true. Oh, my God.
Oh, dude, my uncle committed suicide at the dinner table. He was babysitting us. We hadn't seen him in years. And old Uncle Buck, shout out to Uncle Buck up there in heaven. But he said, for me and my sister, we were like, I was 7. She was like 8, 9. Damn. Something like 2 years older than me. He said, go to the room, guys. I gotta do something. And we hadn't seen him in years. My parents went out to dinner or whatever, and we were eating spaghetti. And this dog fucking loaded up a shotgun, and his brains were all over the wall behind me.
Oh, my God.
And then he called 911 first, like, so they showed up, and he said for us not leave the room. Well, we left the room just to see brain matter and half a jaw. Like, it was like it was like Beetlejuice all over again with those weird heads. Dude, it was fucked up.
I know I talk about Eric Clapton's kid and how funny that was, but, like, why would you traumatize children? You can't expect them to just stay in the room.
It was like, bro, at least lock us in, put a chair there or something.
Tell 911 that there are children on the scene.
Yeah, dude, he was a weirdo, but he actually looked just like me. But give him some Richard Jewell-ish. Adding a little Richard Jewell.
I can see why he killed himself then.
Yeah, dude.
Sorry.
Well, Richard Jewell was never a bad guy. He was a hero.
Okay, yeah.
But the TV shows do not play him out. Even at the end, you find out that he was not the bad guy.
Right.
He was just a dumb hero, and you still hate him.
Yeah, exactly.
You still want him to be the one to go to prison.
Yep.
Like the other guy who actually did it, left the backpack. Dude, come on, man. Let's, maybe he's innocent. I don't know. So we got, okay. Now to loop back, this is what happens on this show because my brain and your brain's kind of the same way. We just kind of lead down some weird paths.
It's like I always think of something new to talk about, but I'm glad you have a good memory. I smoke way too much weed to like have a good memory.
I would eat too many edibles.
Yeah.
I'm not a big smoker, but I am I did smoke DMT once, dimethyltryptamine.
Yeah.
And I literally saw some things that were out of this world. And I mean, I can't go against it. I loved it. It was a very cool experience. Like, yeah.
How long did that last?
4 minutes.
That's it, really.
Something like that. It's just a hit. Well, it's excreted in the pituitary gland, as you know. I mean, and it's just like you dab it in it. And I just kind of, the very first one that I did, I saw myself. I was looking at myself.
Damn.
And I blinked, and then I didn't have any skeletal, or I didn't have any skin or muscle tissue. It was just my skeleton, and I just would lift my arm up, and I just saw the way my body moved. It was very weird. So the second hit I took, I saw a cobweb in the corner of the room, one that I would never see. I was in a huge, beautiful, fancy house. I blinked. And I saw the cobweb, like the breakdown of it, the molecules, everything, like all the way broke. And I blinked again, and it was like I was inside of that like web. And I mean, I know it sounds so trippy and stupid, but
that sounds about right, man. Because like we talked about Rogan before. However, the meme is always, "Oh, have you tried DMT?" It's like there's a reason he asked people. Like I've done LSD a couple times and mushrooms, and LSD was the first thing that was like, oh, my mind's open now. Like there's a lot more to the world that I haven't been seeing.
Have you ever done it while you were doing anal or receiving anal?
No, I can't.
Not recently?
No, those Venn diagrams don't cross over.
Not recently.
not that I can remember. Anyway, I've gotten blacked out a few times. So who knows?
What's the craziest thing that someone's told you that you've done while blacked out?
Oh, that's good. Well, okay. I have different types of drunk. I'm sure people will tell you there. You might even have this too, where it's like liquor drunk is like.
Oh yeah.
It's like I'm trying to be an asshole and fight people. Mm-hmm. Beer drunk, I'm just like super happy and thankful and apologetic. So I was like on a mixture of both of those one night, and my friend was telling me that him and his girlfriend had to take me back to my second floor apartment, but I left my keys somewhere. So like I was like they lived in town too, and I was like, yeah, you guys want to come over and smoke and drink some more and stuff, and they're like, you probably shouldn't drink more, but we'll smoke and you can go to bed. And I was like, yeah. All right, awesome. So I was like really like thankful that they were coming with, and then apparently I just got all rude like after my friend who's very athletic, like built really like I don't even know how.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, but it's like it's natural for him.
Yeah.
Like how, dude? Come on, how are you 6'2", gorgeous and
big dong?
I haven't seen it. Yeah.
That's the only way to like finish like the cherry on top.
That would be. Yeah, maybe he's got a small dick. That's why
yeah, so you still win. Cuz I've seen your dick and it's huge. It's huge.
Well, I wasn't trying to. You can bleep that. You can edit that out.
Okay, I'll bleep it if you don't want me to say.
Yeah, I'm very embarrassed by my huge dick.
Dude, it is. It's that porn star D, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that Mark Wahlberg and Boogie Nights.
Oh, great. And I just wish it would have been Mark Wahlberg's real penis. Like, because I feel like that's still probably pretty big, too.
Actually, I'll do another one.
Well, yeah, look, I mean, like, you see that I told you were going to need more than two.
You're right.
You first grabbed one.
Yeah, I know. I thought I was going to take it easy, but I didn't. I knew how big of an alcoholic I am.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't realize it was, like, I'm in your house for the first time. I'm doing this podcast with you for the first time. Let's try not to, get too rowdy, like Todd, like you said.
But then you hear, would you know my name? And then everything starts opening up.
And then I have to drink.
Yeah, I totally understand. Actually, so we had a guest on the podcast, and I thought that her name was Randy Sinclair. She's like 65, and she's a burlesque dancer. And it was halfway through the episode when I found out that her name was not actually Randy
Was
Sinclair.
it Saint Clair?
No,
Randy, or what
that
was
was just her stage name.
Oh.
And so, like, so many of these people that have been on the podcast, I meet for the first time just sitting here. And I love it. A lot of the people that come into the house, I'm like, don't say a word to me until we sit in front of the mic. I don't want to. I try to do research in a way where I find, like, little, like, quirks or things about people that will spark conversation, and then sometimes we don't need it. Clearly, you and me don't need anything to continue forward here. But I do want to know what actually got you into stand-up. Like, what was the... There's always something that makes you want to do
Bill
it.
Cosby. Sorry. No,
His prison sentence, it was like,
kind
let
of
me take his spot in the comedy world. He's gone. There's an opening for one.
No, I started off on a soapbox just telling people why Bill Cosby should be let out of jail. Hey, here we are. Looks like it worked, man. A year and a half later. No, actually, the reason I said Bill Cosby is obviously to try to get a laugh. But then I look back on it. That was actually the first comedian I ever really listened to. Is my dad had the vinyl of Bill Cosby's album, Right?
Yeah.
The one with the Noah bit and stuff like that. And I just listened to it all the time. I thought it was hilarious. So it's like, that was my real first thing, like, oh, you can do this. Like, that's, because I was probably like, 9 or 10 the first time I heard it. Kind of like lost it. Like, people told me, like, hey, you're funny. In high school, I got to do some, like, hosting things for up in Dubuque at Hempstead. We have this week called Spring Win Week, where it's a fuck around week, basically. It's if you're getting good enough grades, your teacher will just sign off for you to just go do these activities. Yeah. And one of them was the variety show, which is actually put on in Five Flags Theater, same place Louis C.K. did, where I saw him a couple years ago. So I got to, like, host on that stage, and me and 3 other people came up with skits in between, like, the transition skits and stuff. And that was, like, my first time, like, all right, we have a week to write this stuff and get it down, perform it, and we're going to do it at the show. It actually went really smooth. I got a lot of laughs, So that was another time I was just like, shit, I really like making people laugh. This is so fun. And it's a little bit narcissistic, too, I think. And actually doing comedy has made that just soar.
Oh, of course it will, though.
Yeah.
I mean, of course it will, though. Like, when you are the source of people laughing, of course it's going to do something inside of your brain. It's not, and I don't, sometimes people, like, look at it like that is cocky or egotistical or whatever, like, whatever these things are. But it's not, you really enjoy doing something or making people laugh. It does something inside of your brain. It releases like an endorphin inside of your brain. And that's a great feeling. It's not, you're not doing it. You're not doing it to be like, feel like almighty. No one is. I mean, there is some people that get to the point where they start to kind of lose their mind or who they are. But that's not what that is. Making people laugh is one of the most beautiful things in the world. Like,
I absolutely love it. Well, I guess, sorry, to get back to, like, where I got started, it was after high school. Like, I had people telling me, like, oh, do stand up and stuff. I moved to Iowa City to go to Kirkwood, and did not do any looking around or anything. So it's my own fault. But there's probably some open mics going on. Just never thought of it or anything. I ended up living in a house with my buddy Matt and a couple other friends.
Shout out to Matt.
Matt Epp, he's a great guy. I'll have to send him this episode because I shouted him out. But he's good friends with this band. They did a lot of Strokes cover songs and stuff, so I loved them. But they were called Danger, Rodney, and the Spins, I believe. And they ended up becoming... I cannot remember the name of the band now, but they have, like, one of those songs that you'll hear in, like, every movie trailer. Like, it's one of those upbeat, like...
NSYNC?
No, that was before this. That was the 90s. I went to college and
Jonez Brothers.
That's closer. Not quite their skill level, though.
I've been to the year 3000.
Oh, dude, you're
not much has changed, but they lived underwater.
You're making me want to kick one of the Jonas Brothers kids off of a balcony right now.
You want to stomp them out of my dick? Actually, what I was going to tell you, when you were telling me something weird, I just remembered it. I said, "What's your craziest sex story?"
Oh.
And I used to load up Skittles into my penis. Like I would load them up like a Pez dispenser, and I would shoot like if I had to pee or have to come or whatever. Like they would shoot out one by one,
Oh, my God.
each color. And it hurts so bad because it really, you have to be forceful when you shove them in.
Yeah.
And it was a lot like the BME Pain Olympics. Like, some people like take, I don't know, like knives and stuff and shove that down there, or toothpicks. But I was shoving them down there. Like I would pop up like a green Skittle and catch it in my mouth. Dude.
It seems like that would get lodged in there, but I don't know. Maybe I have a smaller urethra or something like that.
I just had so many women say like, "Wow, this is like a very sweet cum load," and I was very flattered by what they were saying to me. I just didn't understand. I didn't understand why everybody's didn't taste the same as mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not enough Skittle juice. Not enough.
Yeah, they
Not
didn't
enough
even taste in
of
the rainbow.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We're
So
on the same wavelength here, aren't we?
yeah, oh yeah, we're definitely there. We're definitely there. We're meeting eye to eye. Okay, so that's the way you started comedy. Now, what do you want to do with comedy? And I don't mean this in a way like, do you want to be famous for your comedy? Do you want to like be on Joe Rogan? That's such a generic question, but I mean like, other than like making people laugh, what do you want to do? Is it just something that's fulfilling for yourself?
Well, I mean, right now, yeah, I would say so. It actually kind of ties into what we were talking about before. I was going to bring up this point, so I'm glad you asked this question. With comedy for me, yeah, I love making people laugh, but there's all these, like, that's what it was. Rogan, he's like, yeah, he's great at stand up, and he can get headlining shows and stuff like that. But it's like, look at the avenues he's gone off into. Mm-hmm. He got onto news radio because of comedy, because of doing stand up, and there's bookers who, agents and whoever, like, I have an audition for you because I think your material is funny. You might add something to the show. I personally would, my biggest dream with like entertainment and doing stand up in the first place is, I really would like to create a TV show, like write a pilot and sell it, or at least through comedy and stuff like that, just working on ideas and everything. Keep writing and then maybe sell something. But then my major dream would be the creator and like writer on my own like animated show. Or,
like Duncan Trussell.
Yeah,
yeah.
Dude.
Duncan just did that, and it's great.
Mm-hmm. Midnight Gospel is one of my favorite things.
Seth MacFarlane as well. Mm-hmm. Like that is really cool, man. That is like I love that. I love that answer that. Because it's different. It's actually the real life. It's not that I just want to be famous. I want to do the. It's you do have something. So are you like? Do you have a like? Do you like enjoy animation and that type of stuff a lot?
Oh yeah. Favorite
do
shows.
Do you draw?
And that's that I don't that much.
That's
I've done
that's normally something that leads into that is people who doodle love animation shows because they doodle. Yeah. So if you don't I would love to know why.
Well, there's this quote from Matt Groening. Simpsons. I grew up on the Simpsons. Basically, it shaped a lot of.
So many people did.
Oh yeah, and it makes sense seeing some of the humor today and everything, and the way the Simpsons has shaped itself to seeing how humor is today too. But yeah, the 90s Simpsons was just so great. Matt Groening said that being successful with an animation, I can't remember how he put it, but it was like you have to be 50% a writer and 50% a crappy cartoonist or something like that. So it's like his crappy little sketches of, if you didn't know this, when he was going in to pitch a show to Fox, because he had, they did The Simpsons on what show is it? I don't know, some lady's show. I don't know why I forget her name. I shouldn't forget
Ellen?
this. No,
is that when she was
before
when
Ellen.
She was selling kids and stuff?
Yeah, well, no, she still does that.
Oh, okay.
As far as I know.
Yeah, Wayfair. Shout out to Wayfair.
I have a joke about it.
Hey, this podcast is sponsored by Wayfair. If you guys need any kids, just order them. Mm-hmm. Order a specific pillow, and you'll get the kid you want. Visit Wayfair today.
Did I tell you I made Employee of the Month at Wayfair?
Oh no! Wait, you actually worked there?
I shoved the most kids into a cabinet. It was like a clown car.
Oh, dude, you were the most impressive. You put the lock on?
Yeah, and they were like, "You're too good. You need to quit because we can't pay you enough for your skill."
Yeah, well, I mean, it is it's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
I mean, even we saw in Dexter, like, you've seen Dexter, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Oh, dude.
First, 6 seasons, yeah.
You haven't seen them all?
No, and part of the reason is X and I were watching it together.
Oh.
And when we broke up, I was like, just kind of bad memories and stuff. I could go back to it, though.
But what you should do is be like, you know what? I own this show.
Yeah.
You don't own this show.
Mm-hmm.
We only watch this fucking show because of me. And I'll watch this with every chick I meet, every transgender I meet, every fucking dude I meet. I will watch this shit and you will think about me and this fucking massive fucking cock I got. Dude, that's what you should do.
I should do that.
But you should start shaving your ass.
I'm going to do that, too. I'm going to go to Manscaped as soon as I leave here.
Use the promo code SHOT30.
SHOT30. Perfect. What was I going to say about that? Fuck, I had something lined up. Damn it. It's the weed thing again. I just forgot what I was going to say. But you and your ass hair, man. I mean,
I don't have one.
Well, you in talking about my ass hair, I guess.
Well, I mean, there's something about that maybe that arouses me. I don't know. I feel like this sexual pull towards you because I know that, if it's two guys with a beard, if we were making out right now, shit would be rubbing together. But if I didn't have a beard or you didn't have a beard, it would be more passionate. You would feel smooth. And so me knowing that my ass does not have any hair or my balls or anything like that. So if we're riding a double-headed dildo together, we're just backing it up, just slapping cheeks together.
Cheeks, yeah.
Yeah, dude, something about that's hot, right?
Yeah.
We could lay over the top of the new bar stool here, and everything could just change real quick.
Get it on camera.
Yeah, I mean, OnlyFans 101. This is OnlyFans 101. All you chicks out there think that you've got it made because you post a picture of your titty. Well, dude, this is chicks with dicks 102, and we fucking got it.
I have tits. I mean,
so do I.
And a dick. So,
so do I.
Yeah.
I have both.
I'm almost there. Basically.
So we're pretty much making passionate love right now. At this point, everybody's just don't mind me just watching.
Yeah, exactly. That vibe changed quick, huh?
Yeah. God damn. If you guys are still here at 1 hour and 1 minute, I appreciate you guys all so very much. But we need to. I mean, we got what do we got for you? About 5 minutes left.
Well, whatever you want to do, man.
Well, you gotta disappear soon.
I just have to be back up to Dubuque by 4:30. It's only noon.
Okay, so we're still good. We're rocking.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Okay, now, okay, so there's so many things that I loop back to because I listen and I've seen so much about you. But okay, so the stand-up stuff, your dream is to make a show, and I've seen so many people do things, and honestly, the happiest people in life are the people that do things that they love. And I just also watch people be miserable so much. Why are you doing this? People who are dating somebody that all they do is complain about that person.
Yep.
Or, go to a job and all they do is complain. But they don't put in for, they don't turn in an application for any other job. What is it? Why? I don't know why people do that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been demotivated for sure before.
Oh, yeah.
It's an easy thing to do. Just because, like I say, I try to write. If I could sit down and just it's so difficult for me just sitting down and thinking, hey, something funny, put it on the paper right now. And it's I've been learning more and more. You can't do that. When the thing strikes in your head, you gotta have a piece of paper right there, or my phone. Luckily, I have the stylus pen thing. I can just put it in there.
Oh, you fucking rich, bro.
Oh no, God no, I'm so poor.
Rich. You got a stylist. I fucking usually use my dick for that.
I do too many drugs to be rich, man.
I got Skittles popping out of it, so it's green all over my phone or red.
You almost made me spit shot out. I think that'd be illegal here.
Yeah, I mean it's It's been a proven point. People have thrown up in here.
Oh, well, it doesn't smell like it. You guys do a good job.
Oh,
of
yeah,
cleaning that
yeah,
up.
yeah. Well, we've also never invited those guys back.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Even though one is Stevie Mo.
Oh, really?
Stevie Mo's thrown up in every room in this house. And honestly, me and Timmy have fought about whether to invite him back over or not. I love him. I love him so
Stevie.
much.
He's great, dude.
But man, that guy just loves to puke. He got me kicked off my Twitch stream.
Really?
He begged me to be on Twitch after he got fucked up after doing a podcast episode. To be fair, we drank a handle of Fireball in an hour.
Ooh,
a
yeah.
handle between me and him.
Oh my God.
And so what we did when we started Shot 30 Podcast, I know that I can drink. You give me a handle of Fireball, I'm going to be the same way I am now as I am going to be in after it's gone. Mm-hmm. So we thought about like starting at like hot ones, like the same concept of I know that I can drink so much, and I know that the person across from me will never be able to handle it. So they're going to be slobbering and like whatever by the end of the show. Mm-hmm. But then it was so aggressive the first 10 episodes where I couldn't post. I couldn't morally post these episodes of these people shit-faced and,
shot ones, right?
Yeah.
Shot ones instead of hot ones.
Yeah,
right?
shot.
Yeah.
Well, it was just Shot 30, but like it was definitely shot ones where.
Yeah.
And look at Todd. Todd ended up fucking shitting on the fucking podcast. Like, it's like, what are you doing? But
I shit my pants earlier. You didn't notice still, so hopefully you keep this episode up. I mean,
the episode's gonna be up, but I mean, I've got to give you a bit of a MJ.
Clean her up down there.
You heard of MJ? Well, I'm about to give you the MJ, dude. Dude, I'm the LeBron of MJs. Let's start a new shoe line called MJs, dude. I got some MJs. I got some J's on right now.
Oh yeah.
And you guys, what do you got on there?
Oh, crappy Vans. My work shoes.
Back at it again in the what Vans?
God damn it! Yep.
Damn, Daniel. But so let's figure out a way for you to do what you want to do. Mm-hmm. Let's figure out a way. I don't know. I'm an art guy. I draw. Mm-hmm. What do we do to make you be able to pursue this dream that you have? Does it have to be you make it in comedy to get someone's attention?
No, it's work on my end for sure. Like the work. Like I've got a pilot written out that needs a lot of work on it. It's just got a little filler and stuff like that.
So you have characters.
Yeah, I do. That's I think the major problem. I have a problem with doing dialogue because you're supposed to be subtle and not just get straight to the point with this shit.
And we all want to do that so much. We want to. This has to be a point. This has to be a point. We have to. We forget that sometimes you have to slow it down, dumb it down.
Yep.
Allow more time.
There has to be a point for every scene in the thing. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense.
Exactly,
Yeah.
But that's not the case.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you ever feel like doing some sketches for me, I can throw you the idea, and you can throw me I'll list some characters, and you can.
Oh, dude.
You can. I mean, you're a busy guy, I know, so I'm not trying to throw more on your
plate.
No.
I love to do that kind of stuff. Like, kind of like the TikTok. Like, when our TikTok took off and went, about as viral. Like, I couldn't use my phone for months.
Just how many notifications?
It was literally every time I opened my phone, it was 5,000 notifications.
Shit.
The one time it was 160,000 notifications.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah. So when that took off, I don't know if that's the reason why I quit posting on TikTok. Like, I'm not really sure why I quit, but we got 82 million views in a month, like between multiple videos and stuff like that. But then people were just storming in, and the amount of butthole pictures we got, it's like, where are the fucking juicy titties? Where are the fucking, where are them beautiful pussies? Like, where's the shit that I want? No, it was just fucking dudes, hairy, poopy assholes. Like,
that might have been me. Sorry.
I could see, like, in my brain, I see a lot of them that were sent to me, and I think multiple of them could have been yours.
Yeah.
They were very, very hairy, big old wangers just hanging to the side. But just Why is it the number one thing you want to send me? Tell me something sweet. Send me a heartfelt message. Don't send me your hairy butthole to start.
Do you think that's better than, because it's at least a little sexual, better than somebody sending you a picture of just their belly button?
Ooh, that's a question.
I have a buddy who
sends belly button pictures.
Every once in a while. I haven't got one in a while because I lived with him, or not lived with him, but met him out in Colorado.
Is it a deep belly button?
I wouldn't say deep, but like he'll send me a random video of him just pulling the lint out and lint on the finger.
Because I've met some women that asked if I would have penetrate their belly button.
I haven't heard of that before.
Those same women wanted me to do it to their eye sockets as well. They only had one eye. They had an eye patch. So I would just go in there and I would just be sliding to get some brain tissue. I've met a lot of very, very curious people. I do think that belly button and lint is pretty weird.
There's a fetish for it, for sure. There has to be. There's a fetish for everything.
Well, do you know why that a foot fetish is such a predominant thing?
Why is that?
Because, okay, so this is actual facts. I promise you. I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. You can fact check me. I know I make up a lot of shit on this podcast. But where your brain, your brain folds and match, where all the squiggles in your brain are, for all the dumb people out here like me. But so where your brain actually folds and where your sexual attraction is inside of your brain, it's actually right across from the feelings of your hands and your feet. And so what happens is sometimes it misfires and it goes across to your sexual attraction. So people find hands and feet and some very odd things like that because it's firing right into that portion of their brain. And I know I'm just such a dumb guy, but what it does is it fires that, where guys will just...
The electrical impulse thing going through. Yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense, man.
So
brains are crazy.
Exactly. And so men will look at women's feet. Mm-hmm. And not even to the joking point that we want to make where it's oh yeah, guys are weird. They like fucking women's feet or whatever. But they see the feet and that's their first attraction because that is right against and that fires right over to their sexual attraction. Mm-hmm. And that also happens with a lot of other things too, women's body, because that's another one of those things that sit right beside that. It goes, and so they fire towards that. It is weird. I know. I mean, it sounds crazy, but it is 100% a proven fact. I don't know how they get that information.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. I mean, I've seen the video of somebody. They basically, put them under anesthetic to open up their skull, and they would basically just kind of poke at little parts of the brain, and they would have specific things that they would do when they poked at it and stuff like that. They woke the person up or something, somehow out of the anesthetic or whatever, with their brain just still fucking open or whatever, and just poke it and see what they say or whatever. Yeah, the brain is really just that's literally what we are. We're just a brain with meat and bones and stuff like that, just to carry the brain around. So it's just so weird to think about. All right, have you ever heard of the holographic universe? It's this theory.
Is that the Pokemon cards, the Charizard one?
I should say yes because that's better for improv, but No, it's unfortunately it's just this theory that tries to explain all this stuff. It's not cooler than Pokemon, that's for sure.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, no, so you probably don't care about this at all.
I'm gonna get Snorlax out right. He's right behind me somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I was looking at the child. Why don't they just put Baby Yoda on it? That's what everyone knows it as. I'm just kidding. I know his name's Grogu.
It's really not.
Well, it's Baby Yoda.
Yeah. But no, so the holographic theory, what is it?
So it basically tries to point out your brain is so what's the word for it?
Complex?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I was thinking of concept, but you said complex, thank you. It's so complex that it's they think there's theory kind of points out that there's little parts of your brain that how they say you only use 10% of your brain or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's not true
unless you're Bradley Cooper.
Right.
You got that pill.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great movie too.
It is not bad.
I got to rewatch that one soon actually. Limitless, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
They made a TV series about it too.
Did they? Oh, okay. Now I got to get on that
because good.
I like that idea a lot. So they just talk about how parts of your brain store memories. It's like your full data file of your entire life of memories is like somewhere scattered in your brain, and that's why like smells will bring up memories, or like random songs will bring up memories. Like that's like where nostalgia comes from.
Yeah.
And then they kind of tie that into like, okay, your dreams, because your brain is so weird. Your dreams are basically your brain trying to show you parallel universes of your own life.
So that's why I fucked Shay Fox last night in my dream.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was dressed up like Shay Fox fucking you last night in my dream.
Dude, I knew there was a reason that I was like, maybe I shouldn't do this, but I still did it.
I saw the hairy butthole and I was like, I don't know, it looks too familiar.
You saw that fat dick, dude.
It looks like one of those TikToks I got.
I was like, I know you're still a woman. I see this fucking thick, veiny fuck. Dude, we're coming at an hour and a half right now. We have to wrap this up.
Yeah, dude, definitely.
Dude, Dan, thank you so much. Where can everybody find all you're going to be, please be back. Like I would, because literally my brain right now wants to go into Ray Kurzweil and it wants to go into Stephen Hawking. I'm a huge fan. I have every single book that they've ever made.
Yeah.
Transcending Human Biology, The Transcendence. Like I've read all of those things. I don't normally have people. I have people like, hey, let's talk about Mandela effect. I'm like, yeah, we all do.
Yeah, like it's
Chick-fil-A or Fruit Loops. Yeah, I gotcha. But I don't have people that actually really have dug deep, and you have. So
surf it. I shouldn't act like I've dug deep. I've read like a book or two about stuff like this.
Okay, well, these people have read a fucking article or two.
An article headline,
listen,
probably.
I'm going to bleep this right here, so flag this right here.
Yeah.
No, my friends are retarded. So
mine too. I am too, though. I mean, I think we all are on some level.
So where do you want anybody to follow you on anything? Because people will make it to this point. And I do want to say thank you to everybody that has made this show in now 8 countries in the top 50 podcasts and now 4 countries in the top 10 and 1 country number 1. So I do want to say thank you to Germany, Belgium, the Philippines, blah, 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 Bolivia.
Damn.
This is the UK. And thank you guys so much for making this show so much fun and making it worthwhile to make. Like, I know that I have so much fun doing this. And you guys allowing us to make it fun for you is making it so much better for me. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Follow Dan at every site he's got right here. What's your OnlyFans?
Dangle Squat.
Dangle Squat. Big D 69.
Big D60. No, that's my brother's name. We come from a big family.
A hung family.
A hung family.
Visit his brother, Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I look Samoan enough. Sure. What the hell? Or Hawaiian. No, he was. Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. All right,
he's just hot.
Yeah, he's just gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, and that hair, dude, if I just had one fucking strand of that hair, I would fucking reproduce with that shit for days.
It's like unicorn hair.
Yeah, if I could get it, if I could get one of his jizz loads and then convince a woman that was my load, get him pregnant. They're like, why is this guy 6'6" and jacked? That's my fucking DNA, bitch.
But I'm a midget.
Yeah, I'm 5'8", but
and we also had a premature born baby. How is it 6'6"?
Would you know my name? That baby's never gonna do that. That shit.
That baby's gone.
That's like a squat command, dude. Dude, that's flush, man. Get rid of them babies real fast.
Oh yeah, flush that. Yep.
Yeah, we should only keep the predominant babies, like if it comes from maybe like Tom Brady or Jason Momoa or who else we got here?
I like Keanu.
Chris Hemsworth, Keanu Reeves.
He's not like the big buff guy. Like
It's like Genghis Khan. Like, dude, we should only impregnate our women with those loads.
Yeah, exactly. I think Genghis did a great job.
They can still swallow ours, like, but the only ones that actually go inside are these beautiful men.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, Dan, we've got to end this, dude.
All right, well, we got plenty more to talk about, so I will definitely be back anytime you want me.
Dan will be back. I promise you that. This has been one of my favorite podcasts of all time. Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, YouTube. Please subscribe. Leave an Apple Podcast review if you're rich enough to have an Apple phone. I mean, I know I'm not. And then also, tell your friends, leave a share, like do those things that it just helps us out a ton. We appreciate you guys so much. Dan, you're only 5'9", but you look like you're 6'4" sitting beside me in this little chair.
It's just a taller chair, I promise.
This is Shot 30 Podcast. I'm Shane Newbert. That's Dan McCullough, and we are out of here. Wait, we should cheers.
Oh yeah. Let's do it. Hell yeah. Cheers.
That was a fucking blast.
That was great, dude. Absolutely. Yeah, literally, I will drive. If you lived in, like, fucking California.
Oh, my.